What is up, guys? I think I'm gonna start uploading more regularly now. I'm not gonna make any guarantees, but I might. So, yeah, look out for some stuff that I'm gonna be doing. But today is gonna be what if Deku had an ice quirk? Now, that. Let's say. That. Yes, a lot of people. This is quite a common one. And it's has potential, just, but like the way I'm doing it is going to be a bit different from how most what if two YouTubers do it. So, everything goes the same up until Deku is 4. At which point he goes to the quirk doctor. They say that he has a quirk, but and it revolves around ice, but they don't know how he could use it. It's kind of weird in the way it works. His ice is almost it's different from normal ice in a weird way. It's got energy in it. They can't really explain it. So, yeah, that's like they say. So, Dad goes to school the next day. Says, "Well, I have a quirk, but I don't know how to use it." Like, and like, so and Bakugo just says, "Cause like he hasn't been, his head hasn't been blown up quite yet." It's a, it's okay, Zuko. We can figure it out together. So yeah, that happens, and then, but yeah, Bakugo is able to help him a little bit, but not much. Most of the training he does doesn't really help him. So yeah. So, but one day, Deku is training, like in the woods or some. It doesn't matter, but he's training his quirk, and he goes, and he creates shiny, this shiny sheet of ice that reflects perfectly, almost like a mirror. And he touches it, and he touches it with his finger, and his finger just goes into it, and then he goes all the way in. No, I'd say he creates two ice mirrors. I think so. I think y'all know where I'm going with this. And then he is able to see through the mirror, and he knows which one he's in, but he sees his reflection in the other one, even though it shouldn't be there. His, the mirror's like the mirror's facing a weird way, so it really shouldn't be there. He doesn't understand that, but So Deku is gonna look at while looking at the other mirror is going to try and walk out, and then he's in the other mirror. Almost at very, he travels at a very, like, almost as if he was being thrown by a bouncer out of a door. That's the kind of boost he gets when he's moving gets out of the mirror. And he's like, okay, this is, and he does some training, and he's able to create, like he realizes that his quirk is a bit different from other ice quirks. It increases his speed in a weird way he doesn't understand. And this is kind of where, like, this is still while they're young, so this is where Deku starts studying quirks, so he can understand them and try and get a better understanding of how they work. And like, one, because he just finds them interesting, and two, it might help him learn more about his own if he knows about how other quirks work. And I'd say that there's a no, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah. So yeah. People think Deku's weak because he doesn't show his quirk off. So like they think he has some weak unimportant quirk. Like they think he's weaker than the guy that can stretch his eyeballs out. No, he's they, they don't think he's like that, but like they think he might be quirkless. Like, and he gets treated kind of badly because of it. Like Bakugo knows the truth, but he's not always there to help Izuku out, or in this icicle. But he doesn't call him that in public. Like he, like, you Bakugo calls Izuku icicle, and Izuku calls Bakugo firecracker. You know, this is gonna be interesting. So yeah, he and like Bakugo doesn't really know what Deku can do with his quirk, so he's like, what does your quirk even do? He's like, he doesn't know much about it. He just knows he can. It has something to do with ice, and that's about all he knows. And that's pretty much what happens. Like right? Yeah, you know, you know. Ah, I spilled some. Ah. Took a drink too fast and just went down. Weird. Kind of dribbled out. Didn't. Not all of it went down. Whew. Well. Anyway, that's gonna. Well, so yeah, that happened. Like this is happening when they're like 8, I'd say. Like now, Deku can create 3 ice mirrors, or so I'd say he started. No, he started with 1 ice mirror, and then he got 2 when like he got 1 when he was 5. He got another one when he was 6, and now that he's 8, he has 3. And he is very physically fast. Like he trains his body a lot. So like he realizes that his quirk, it's not a speed quirk, but it's different. So he's like, so he trains his body to be almost as fast as Zeta. Like, so during the by the time of the entrance exam, I'd say he'd be about half Vita's speed without using his mirrors. So yeah. And one day, Deku, it's like Deku doesn't really mind the bullying because they don't really ever get physical because like they know they'll get beat by Bakugo. But then one day, Bakugo got suspended for like a week or 2, and this is where they really go down on Deku, like, because like now they're actually hitting him and all that. Like before he was just name calling and they'd want to hit him, but like Bakugo was the top of the school. Like change his attitude all you want, but he's still one of the top people in that school, so that ain't changing. So, yeah. So, yeah. Then, they try to bully Deku. But then, out of instinct, Deku creates these thin spikes about 6 inches, 7 inches long. And he just holds one in each hand like a knife, and he just shanks a guy in the leg, and they back off like okay, like no, he throws one of them into his leg, almost he just throws one at one of the guy's legs. Doesn't hit anything important, just he hits them. So yeah, this is where Deku figures out a bit more of his quirk. This is while he's 8. Like, then the bullies go, "You won't get away with that." And then he creates 3 ice mirrors and creates 5 more Senbons, holding them like Wolverine's claws. No, 6 more, holding them like Wolverine's claws plus 2 in between his index and thumb. Just kind of press there. So just these 1, 2, 3. So there's like 4 claws, or 4 Senbon in each hand. And he's throwing and he'll just, and he'll just throw 5 of them at a time at him. And like, he is moving really fast. Like, they can't keep up with him. And by the time, like, 5 seconds go by and they lost. Like, they've been stabbed in the legs, got cuts on their arms. Like, they are messed up badly. And yeah, Deku gets sent to principal's office because, like, he just messed up some kids really, really badly. He used his quirk on them too, so that really does not help. So that happens. So I'm calling him Deku for this, but for the sake of my sake, but like, and for you guys' sake, but just know a lot of people call him Deku, but Bakugo calls him Icicle. Like, no one knows why he calls him that. Like, what the? So yeah. So they notice he has he has cold blue eyes, but other than that, and white hair, but other than that, they don't, I mean, I guess, like, then Deku also calls Bakugo firecrackers, like, maybe they're friends? Like, no one really cares too much about it, but, like, it confuses people. So, like, what is the strongest in our class, doing with this quirkless loser? And Bakugo's not a bully this time. However, he is still gonna be down for the fight. He's still Bakugo. He just doesn't bully people, and he's not as mean. But he's still Bakugo, so like, he's always down for the fight. Like, he's kind of like Goku. He likes fighting strong people. Like, if someone's way out of his league, he'll train to become stronger so he can fight them. That's just kind of what he does. But he doesn't become a hero for fame or money. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah. But this is where people find out why he got the name Icicle. Because he's, 1, because of his quirk, and 2, because he can be cold. Yeah. He wasn't showing emotion while he was fighting. Not even fighting, just whooping ass. Like, he didn't show any emotion while doing that. So that, like, normally he's like the canon Deku, except when he's fighting. Or like this, like, if he's kicking someone's ass, like, he'll go cold. Like, if it's an actual good fight, he'll enjoy it, because like, he's down for the fight too, just not as much. He's kind of like Naruto in that way. Like, he's down for the fight. Or, yeah, pretty much. Or, he's not on Bakugo's level of I want to fight everyone, but like, you know, I want to fight strong opponents. But he's like, I'd like fighting strong opponents, but you know, and like they're on similar levels, but he doesn't fight much because he doesn't want to show. Like he sees no point in showing off. Like Bakugo still shows off, but Deku doesn't feel like showing off. He doesn't like showing off, so he doesn't really show his quirk much. Like most people haven't even seen him. Usually, for most people, that's the first time they even knew he had a quirk. Like you know, that's the kind of like he doesn't use his quirk really, so yeah. That happened. He gets suspended for about a week, so he and Bakugo hang out. What did you get in trouble for? I kind of cut some people up. Cut people up with what? Then he just makes a senbon. What is that? And then he just throws. Then he just throws a senbon at a tree, and it sticks in. But his aim isn't great. It's nowhere near as good as it can be, and he doesn't have that great knowledge on anatomy. But he figures that it might not be a bad idea. Like, so Bakugo says, "Dude, those things are really small. It might be difficult to hurt someone with them, with throwing or something." Like, sure, you can stab someone surely, but like it's a pretty small puncture wound. Like, I think maybe if you learn certain places to hit someone, it could be better. But like that's Bakugo's idea. So yeah, then Deku studies anatomy, and he studies acupuncture, pressure points, and his aim gets good, like really, really good. He even does a bit of study on mutation points, like some of the pressure points people with mutations could have, depending on the mutation, but yeah. But yeah, he has he doesn't have Haku levels of accuracy or knowledge about the body, but like pretty good. And he also understands that if all else fails, slide one between the joints. Like if they can't bend their knee, the leg don't work anymore. So he practices stuff like that. Like he gets to where yeah. And he stays away from lethal strikes. Like, he avoids that stuff like it's the plague. Like paralyzing strikes or debilitating strikes or stuff like that. Yeah, he studies those. Deku becomes known as someone you don't mess with. Not because of Bakugo, but because of him. He himself is why you don't mess with him. And like, people know he has a quirk, so he doesn't bother about hiding it anymore. Like, he didn't really hide it, he just didn't show it off. Like, you know, he saw no point. Tastes good. So yeah. So Deku's gonna be so I'll just skip to the sludge filling attack. No, I'll skip to like no one really knows how strong Deku is. Like he doesn't really show what he's capable of. Still, he doesn't show what he can actually do. When he's fighting, he either win. He doesn't show his full strength in fighting. He doesn't use his Senbon, and he doesn't use his Demon Ice Mirrors. Like he doesn't use his quirk while fighting. Just because that's how capable he is. He also takes martial arts with that. Yeah. No.